I was saying I got to figure out which Gary is the one that gets the host
Oh,
because
that's
there's
true.
two of
Yeah,
them
yeah.
up there.
There's two Garys. All right. Hello, everyone. Dan Hunt with the JSKA Rochester Virtual Dojo. Sorry, I'm not in my gi and dress to train, but we are only 4 days out from a hip replacement that I had on Tuesday. Um, Feeling pretty good, getting around okay. The PT has got me a little sore, but I'm working through that. So today is October 5th, and we're going to have Paul Deming and also Tony Byzantiner running the class today. And they've got a number of things that they want to work on, and hopefully we can all get a good workout, except for me. All right. All right. Have a great day. Who's going to start us off? Tony? All
Yes,
right.
sir.
Great. All right. You are it.
All right. There we go. All right. Let's get warmed up, pal. Let's start jogging in place. Ken, lift your knees up as you jog. I can't do it while I jog, so I'm just going to do high knees. Bring it to the outside. Now, inside. And good. Hips around. Knee back up. Just going to rotate. Other direction. And if at any point you guys have trouble hearing me, let me know and I can make some adjustments. Other leg. Up. And around. And other way. And back down. Check it out. We're going to twist. First, we're going to just keep our feet facing forward, head facing forward, eyes towards your screen. And now we're going to rotate on the ball of your foot. And relax, shoulders around. Bring them up and let them drop. Up, let them drop. Up, let them drop. Other direction. Bring them up high. Engage the traps. Let them drop. High. Drop. This is just a dead weight. You're not punching down or anything like that. You're just letting them go. Arm around. Over the top. Engage your tricep. Side and pull. Switch it, other side. Yeah, over the top. Make sure you're getting your tricep and a little bit of your lats. Side and pull. All right, good. Let's take it long. Kind of press into it a little bit. Keep your hip flexors moving. Now, a couple times, just open, close, open, close. A little bit longer. Drop your knee to the ground or close to the ground. And bring it up. Reach for your toes. And bring it up slow. Turn the other direction, nice and long. Kind of lean into it, push into it. Try to keep your back relatively straight. You're trying to engage your hips, so you don't want to be doing that. Open and close. Nice and low. And reach for the toes. And up. Shake it out a little bit. All right, let's do squats. We're gonna start with just normal squats. We're gonna do 20. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, ku, ju, juichi, juni, jusan, jushi, jugo, juroku, jusichi, juhachi, juku, niju. Shake it out. All right, now sumo squat. So this is just kind of wider. This is more like a kind of a pseudo kibadachi stance. Ich, ni. You should be able to drop your butt a little bit further and feel a little bit more of a stretch in this one. San, shi, go, roku, sich, hach, ku, and ju. All right, and up. All right, now we're gonna do some push-ups. If you can't do push-ups or it hurts your shoulders, feel free to just, go on your knees, right? So if you need to do something like this, right, here, totally okay. More important that you get the depth and the form than you struggle with your knees up, right? So do what you need to do for your shoulders. We're gonna start with wide push-ups. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, roku, sich, hach, ku, ju. Good. Take a second, take a breath. All right, now we're going to bring it in tight. So we're going to be engaging a little bit more of our triceps here. Again, if you're not used to this, this hurts you in any way, modify it or just do what you can do. And in position, and ich, ni, san, shi, go, roku, sich, hachi, ku, and ju. And up. Shake it out. Shake everything out. All right, and out. If you need a quick drink of water, feel free to get one, and then come right back. Okay, let's see how much I can squeeze into the next couple minutes here. Everybody ready? Everybody good? Cool. Okay. Okay, so I thought it'd be fun today if we worked on some combinations that involved more round attacks, so like hook punches, if we get to it, also uppercuts. So I want to do a little bit of a tutorial as to what I'm looking for in regards to hook punches, because they're a little bit different than what we practice in our self-defense sections, where we're doing this big haymaker. We're not throwing haymakers. This is a much tighter type of punch, okay? So there's going to be a little bit of nuance to it. So first off, everybody take your stance. It's going to be like fighting stance, not a full front stance. And you're going to have your hands relatively high. We're going to be just primarily to start off with punching with our backhand. So you don't want to start low, because we're going to be doing hooks to the head primarily today. So I don't want to be going low to high, because it's a huge distance to cover. You want to keep it head level, or stomach, chest level, sternum level, kind of at the lowest, because otherwise the distance is just too much to breach, essentially. So everybody take your stance like so. Keep it nice and high with that backhand. And what I want to see is just like our normal punches, our jab, cross, I want to see a twist of the hip. We're going to come around like this, and it's going to loop back around. So a couple different angles here. It comes in, it loops. Notice how I'm not going out big, right? This is a drunken haymaker at a bar, right? This is a hook punch. Comes in. Couple other points. If you stand here, I want everyone to kind of try this and see what works for them. If you're in your stance, try to have a powerful hook. It's a little challenging just with hip rotation. So what I like to do is I like to move my body a little bit more. I tend to twist into it on the ball of my foot, digging into the ground. So try it for yourself as you throw that hook. Try a couple where you're twisting, and try a couple where you're not, and see what the difference in power level is. Also note when you're hooking, I'm coming back around. So if you take a look at my back foot, it also, as it pushes into the ground and it helps me twist my hips, it resets to position. My whole upper and lower body is moving in a circle, okay? Also keep in mind, because I see some of you guys reaching, hook punches aren't for someone who's this far away. Hook punches are for someone who's like right here. Keep it real close. I don't need to reach, because I would never try to hook someone from that far away. One last point before we drill, and I know this is a lot of information, so stop me if you have any questions, is that there can be a difference in hand position when you're hooking to the head. And here's the reason why. I like to turn it over like this. If this hurts your shoulder or you feel like it's uncomfortable, you don't have to do it. But the reason why I do it is like this. So I'm generally aiming for around here. And it's a little hard to demonstrate on myself. But if I'm aiming for here, it's a little bit harder to get the right knuckles to hit. If I turn this around, I'm getting exactly where I want to be, or in that jawline. So try it on yourself for a second. Just kind of feel around where you would target, and then twist over, and see if the point of impact is easier for you with your hand turned over like this. I generally find that it's easier to get what I want when I turn this over. Also note, this doesn't apply to hooks to the body at all. You wouldn't do this. It's too uncomfortable. But to the head, you can make that turn if you'd like. So I'm going to go ahead and take a step back so I can see. We're just going to drill out. I'm going to say each knee, and we're just going to practice 1 and then 2. Front hand, back hand. Okay? Real simple, nice and slow. Okay? I also made you guys do push-ups today, so hopefully that would loosen up your shoulders a little bit so you wouldn't be too stiff when thinking about these, because these are looser types of punches. They're not as hard as like a reverse punch, right? All right. So take your stance, hands up. And with me, nice and slow, each knee. Note that I can also do a little bit of that twist with the ball of my foot on my front leg. Not too much. You don't want to do this. It's just a tiny bit to help the rotation along. And it also adds a little bit of power to it. So each knee, each knee, ich, knee. Nice and loose. Ich, knee, ich, knee. Now I want you to take your power level and bring it down to nothing. No power whatsoever. Complete relaxation when you do this. Okay, you're still gonna have your hands up, but I want you to just relax when you do it so you can get the motion. Okay? Ich, knee, ich, knee. Make sure that it's hooking. You're aiming for the side, right? Ich, knee. Switch your feet. Same thing. Ich, knee, ich, knee, ich, knee, ich, knee. So what I generally like to do, instead of bringing it here to here, I generally just kind of bring it back around. It goes in like a circle, right? It goes in a circle. A couple more times, and then we're going to move on to something where we incorporate it into combinations. Hands up high. Ich, knee, ich, knee. Okay, cool. Now back up to the back of your room, and we're going to add it into something that looks a little bit more like what we normally do. So we're going to do a combination here. This is going to be pretty simple. So we're just going to keep our hands up, just like so. On one, I slide in and jab. I retract. On two, I slide in and jab. On three, I'm going to sort of half quarter step to the side, realign my body, hook, and then return. And that's it. So imagine there's someone right here. You know, my hand represents a face, right? So I'm going. I don't want to be at a 90 to this because I would be hitting the back of their head. That doesn't make sense for like a hook punch. Generally, I might as well just do a straight punch at that point in time. So with this, boom, boom, I catch it like a loose 45 side of the face is what I'm going for. Again, right here is what's good. So everybody back up. We're gonna go ich, knee, sun. Just real simple. 1, 2, 3, and each one, you're gonna push, push, push. Same power generation you normally do. Driving from the floor, hips every time. All right, hands up. And ich, knee, sun. Step, turn, bring it back. Ich, knee, sun. Step, turn, bring it back. Okay, I'm gonna watch you guys for a second here. All right, thank you. All right, and ich, knee, sun. There you go. Ich, knee, sun. There we go. One more time, nice and slow. Ich, knee, sun. There we go. All right, now this time we're going to do it all one count, and I want you to treat these jabs, these jabs like you're chasing someone, right? So boom, boom, turn and hit, right? So you're going to be chasing, boom, boom, boom. Okay. All right, one count all the way through. Ich, knee. One thing, again, I'll note, you want to be careful is I see about most of us are kind of keeping our other hand up here. Some of us, again, this is more like a Kumite style drill. So we're going to have our hands up. When we have our hands back here, really good for power, but very poor for, what's the word I'm looking for? Projecting your attack. Because it has to take such a length to go from here to do especially one that has a trajectory like this. You can just see it from a mile away. So keep your back hand relatively high. If you're uncomfortable keeping it up, keep it around here. You know, just like you would normally do like a free sparring, just so you can quickly turn your hips, drive from the hips, bring it back around. All right, let's see it a couple more times on that side, and then we're going to switch right leg forward.
Hey, Tony, did you intend for them to move their back leg to the inside?
I want them to move their back leg. If this is my line, I want them to move it to the outside here. So you're going to take I'm taking my right leg. If you're moving forward, I'd step to the side, turn, my reverse hand punches, and then I walk it back.
So not crossing your legs like Gary's doing right there.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, don't cross your legs.
Don't cross your
Sensei
legs, Gary.
Sensei Hunt will sweep you.
That was going to be one of my questions when we took a break was I feel like I'm shuffling on that. So if you could show that leg movement again.
Sure, I'll show it from a couple different angles here. So just once again, moving forward, I'm here, I'm here. I'm just taking a half step to the side as I reposition and hook. Keep in mind, I'm pretty close to the person here. If I'm doing it from the back, step, step, right? So I'd be going out away like this. So I'd be going here, here.
So Gary, move your back leg to your right, not your left.
Right side.
No, no, no. Do jab, jab. Now move your back leg over to your right. Now fire it off. Yeah.
Oh, got it.
Okay.
I was going backwards.
Okay, let's try that one more time. Then we're going to switch to the other side. All right, to get to the back of your room. And pitch. Jab, jab, turn, hook. Okay. Make sure, some of you guys, I see that hook is almost a reverse punch, right? It's a hook. It should be scraping across the face, right? Well, I mean, the chin, jaw, that kind of thing. All right, I'm going to go back to the spotlight view here. Okay. All right, so we're going to do the same thing now, except the opposite. We're going to have our hands high. We're going to step, step. Instead of stepping this way, because we have our other foot, right? Our other foot forward here, we'd be crossing. We don't want to do that. We're going to step out this way. So I'm taking my left foot, moving it out in the direction that doesn't cross my feet. Hook punching. Same thing, just opposite side forward, right? So we're going to go nice and slow for just one or two. I'm running low on time for what I wanted to spend on this section, and then we'll move on to something different. All right, so hands up high. And each, nice and slow. Knee, we step to the side. San, comes back around, back it up, back it up, back it up. And with me again, nice and slow. Each, knee, side. You're going to sidestep it. Just imagine there's again someone in front of you. Turn and hook, like so. Okay? All right, so let me watch you guys do it from this side here. All right, so hands up nice and high, get to the fighting stance, bend those knees, all that good stuff. Remember, you're still generating the same type of power. You still need to bend your knees and use your hips, right? Every attack needs to have a rotation, and your legs need to be, not too upright, right? So it's Kumite Dachi, but it's not, it's standing, right? All right, let's do it one time slow, and then we're going to speed it up. So I'm going to count for you, Ichi-ni-san. Ich, ni, and san. There we go. Okay. All right, so this time we're going to act like it's real, and we're going to be chasing somebody down, right? So what we're trying to do is we're trying to bombard this person. Let's say we're backing them up. We're trying to get them on their heels. We throw our jabs. They're kind of expecting something similar because we're kind of just keep on going. But then we shift the angle and hit them from a position and at a trajectory they're not expecting. That's the idea, right? Because they're like, okay, I'm blocking, and then something suddenly comes from here instead of right here, right? All right, so back it up, hands up, fighting stance. All one count, each. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. Knee. So remember, you're going to be doing that hook with the opposite side hand. So it's not going to be a front-handed hook. It's going to be reversed. You could, but for the drill, it's with the reverse. Yeah. All right. One more time, and san. Okay. Awesome. All right. Take a quick 2 seconds. Straighten your knees up. Okay. This is going faster than I expected it to. So next thing I just want to touch on is how to block these, right? So generally speaking, it's kind of a block that's kind of like an uke. It's kind of like a knife hand block. It's kind of not. It's kind of in between, right? So again, we're not dealing with hooks to the body right now, just for brevity's sake. We're dealing with hooks to the head. So what this is generally going to look like is something like this, right? You can either have your hands closed like so, keeping this around the face, and this is going to be close, not too far out, not too close. I mean, you could like in a pinch, but generally this is kind of ideal on both sides like so. The reason why I want to have my other hand up is because generally speaking with hook punches, it's really easy to accidentally block it at the elbow. What happens when you block it at the elbow is that that hook still swings around and punches you in the face, right? So again, I'm blocking something, I do it wrong. Yeah, I take some of the power out because I'm kind of reducing the trajectory and the momentum of like the shoulder a little bit, but this thing still has momentum enough to, if you know, I'm blocking here to come around and hit me. So I generally want to have another hand up here, not too far this way because they might hit me on this side, right? But not too far this way because I know the attack's coming from here. So I want to have it relatively up as a safeguard. Generally speaking, I have my hands open when I do this because I'm not blocking with my hand here, but I may need to mitt the punch as it comes in on this side because there's two reasons for that. One, if I'm here and I end up blocking it with my hand, I'm going to punch myself with my knuckles like this. If my hands are closed, it feels much better to slap myself than to punch myself because that's going to happen, right? Secondarily, if I don't catch it right with this hand and I have to like mitt it away, it hurts much more to get punched with your hands, with your like fingers closed than it is to get punched in the palm. So if you're uncomfortable with that, I know it's a little bit different. I know knife hand block has hands open, but generally we have our hands shut. In this case, just for the safety of my fingers, which is generally the opposite of what we do for the safety of your fingers, I have my hands open, right? So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna drill it out real quick. Take your fighting stance. Your hands are gonna be high, okay? And you know what? Let's go ahead and treat it a little bit like a shuto block just to start off with. So we're just gonna cover and block it to the side, just like so. And we've done blocks just like this before when we do our partner training and our self-defense. So I'm just going to say each, and we're going to go 1 and 2, just like that. You're going to make sure to twist your hips as you do it. Super simple. All right, so hands up high, and each 1 and 2. Knee, 1 and 2. San, 1 and 2. Keep in mind, you don't want to go too far out because this isn't a drunken bar haymaker, right? This is a much closer punch that we're dealing with. It's more like a boxer would do. All right, let me see you guys do it here. I'll stop yapping for a second. All right, on my count, each, and you just do both of them at once. Each. There we go. Knee. San. So, Dirk, I noticed that your head's kind of looking away from the block slightly. So you're kind of, instead of having it forward or kind of looking at where it's coming from, you're going a little bit like this. Just a touch, just a tiny bit. All right, sheet. All right, Peter. So keep your hands a little bit higher. And instead of treating it like an uke that comes from underneath, treat it more like a knife hand block-ish, kind of like a variant of it. So you can keep them nice and high, because again, these are blocks that when someone's punching your head, right? All right, one more or a couple more times each. There we go. That's better. Now let's take this motion out of it. You know, we may not always have time to do. There's a bunch of different ways to block a punch, right? So let's go to the final position and have it look something more like this. Right? Or again, with your hands closed, that's fine too if you prefer that. So 1 and then 2. 1 and then 2. All right. Just a couple of times. Make sure you're in a fighting stance. Twist your hips every time because something strong is coming. You need to have a power to block it, push it, attack, etc. Right? All right. So again, without the underarm, just boom, boom, just right to position. Each 1 and 2. Knee. San. Sheet. And go. Yep. Sensei Deming, I would just say you want to have your hands just a little bit higher because you want to make sure that, you know, these punches are coming to your face, right? So to have that backhand a little bit less of a hikite and more in just your fighting position, so you can be a little bit more prepped, and you have to go a little bit less distance with the block, if that makes sense. Okay, let's go ahead and shift to something else here because I only have about 3 minutes. So last thing I wanted to do was just probably just have time for one of these, just one sort of knee-based attack. So completely shifting, different, sort of more of a self-defense thing here. Take your fighting stance. Your hands are going to be up. What we're going to defend against here is just someone coming in and trying to grab onto your shoulders. Okay, so this could be just a quick little bit because I want to incorporate some knees since everything we previously did was just all hand stuff, right? So someone's coming in like so. What I want you to do is I just want you to come back, separate the hands like so. All right, so hands up. I'm going to say each. You just move it back slightly, not a lot, just slightly, and separate the hands like so. One more time. Make sure to make it dynamic, right? They're reaching forward. I want to use their energy and make them lean, basically. Make them do one of those. So again, each, open it up. Now what I want to do is I want to reach behind and grab the back of their head. Okay. Now, what you want to do here is like this with your hands. Do not go like this, because if they twist or turn, you will break your fingers. Okay, so you're going to grab like this. You're going to palm like so. Again, don't do this. You'll break your fingers. So 1, we go back. 2, we reach in. 3, 2 knees. Simple as that. Just a quick self-defense thing. Okay, so let's do it one more time, slow, and then we're going to just drill that out a couple of times. All right, each, bring it back, knee, bring it in. They should have a slide forward. We're grabbing the back of their head, and we're going to pull their head down. Engage your abs and your hip muscles as you 1, 2, right? We don't want a car hitting a parked car. We want 2 cars driving 70 miles per hour colliding into each other. That's as you bring the body down and knee them in the gut, right? All right, so let's speed it up a little bit here. I'm going to take a look at everybody. All right, so all one count. Again, back, grab, boom, boom, back. Okay. And each. Grab, knee, knee. Awesome. Now, normally you do some additional finisher on this, but I mean, you could tack on a chain of a million things to this if you wanted to. Some. Good. Make sure not to lace the fingers. Again, if they turn a certain way or twist or fall, you're very liable to break them. What are we on? Sheet. Good. Now we're going to do one adjustment to that. So this is, if you're this close, we're hitting them in the gut or like the groin. So we're going to do one tiny adjustment. We're going to go back. We're going to grab. We're going to knee in the gut. We're going to slide back slightly, still having their head. Hit them in the head. Because if I'm this close, I'm not getting them in the head. I want to pull them back. This will be our finisher. Boom, boom. So 1 to the gut, 2 to the head. All right, hands up. Again, we're going to go back, grab, knee, back, knee, knee. However many knees you want to add to that. Each. Awesome. Knee. Now remember, when you're doing this, they're not going to really want to, be collapsed. So engage your core to pull them down. Imagine like you're doing a sit-up. So that's about all the time that I have. But I know I kind of whirlwinded all of that. It actually went a lot faster than I thought it would. So there's some stuff that I left behind there. But did anyone have any questions before I transfer it over to Sensei Deming? No questions? Okay. Thank you very much, everybody.
All right. Thanks, Tony. All right. Now we're going to put Sensei Deming in the spotlight.
I've been put on the spot before. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity, Sensei. Most of you know I trained under Sensei Hassel, Randall Hassel. If you're not familiar with him, look him up. He's author of many karate books. And he passed away in 2014, so it's been 10 years. And in that time, we've continued to get together some of his students and train. We're going over today some very basics. Does everyone have enough room to move 3 steps forward? How about 5 steps forward? Could you move 5 steps forward? So if I do some very basic exercises moving forward, can we go 5 times forward, 5 times back? So if you have enough room to do that, give me a thumbs up and we'll start. I'd like to start with some lower body focus today. Since Tony did the upper body and punches, I'm going to be doing lower body and stance, lower body and hip rotation. So we're going to start out with Heisukodachi, feet together, toes together. I want you to push your heels apart as far as you can. Now swing your toes out, heels again, swing your toes out, and heels one more time. When you sit down into it, this is a proper Kipadachi stance. We have an exercise we do very often. If you have a partner, this works very well. Punch Joe down twice, Chu down twice, get down Barai. Joe down, Chu down, and then Gei down, I should say. Then the next motion is rising block, inward block, inward block, downward block, downward block. All right, everybody stand up again. Shake it out. Heisukodachi again. Going to try this again. Heels out, toes way out, heels out, toes way out, heels out. Settle down into it. Good Kipadachi stance. I'm going to count to 6. Ich, ni, these are just punches, right? San, chi, go, rok. Next one, rising block. Ich, ni, sotoke, inward block. And then downward block. So we're going to do 6 counts of punches, 6 counts of blocks. Stay with me. Ready? Ich, ni, san, chi, go, ro, ichi, ni, san, chi, go, ro, ich, ni, san, chi, go, ro, ich, ni, san, chi, go, ro. One more. Ich, ni, san, chi, go, ro, ich, ni, san, chi, go, ro. Yame. Feet together. Relax, shake it out. Good practice to do with a partner. Just something you can do on your own, but it's always good to have a partner to try that with. All right, if you have room, back up. I'm not really good about doing mirror image, but I'm going to try. We never did mirror image on katas, ever. I've noticed in, 34 years of training. But, I've got some things to try to catch up with Sensei Dan on. All right, left leg forward, right kick. Moving forward, rising block, counter punch. Agayuke, yakuzuki. Ich, ni, san, chi, go. Hey! Moving straight back, same idea. Be careful, don't let the front knee turn in when you block. Ich, ni, san, chi, go. All right, moving forward, sotoke, yakuzuki. Ich, ni, san, chi, go. Same thing, moving straight back. Ich, ni, san, chi, go. Remember, as we're moving across the floor, try to keep your head at the same level. Everybody make front stance right now. There you go. Wherever your head level is, kind of find a spot on the wall, some kind of indication in the room, this is where your level is. Try as you're moving forward not to go up and down. Keep the same compression in your stomach muscles and keep your knees bent. All right, starting from Shizen-tai, left leg front, Kumite. Moving forward, inward block, change to elbow strike in Kibadachi. So we're gonna go here, change to elbow strike, then return. Strike, ready? Each, turn, knee, return, side, return, chi, return, go, tight. Same thing moving back, each, knee, side, chi, and go. Hey. This time, moving forward, sotoke, empi uchi, raken uchi, yakuzuki. So we're going to step in, inward block, elbow strike, back fist strike, change stance to front stance and yakuzuki. Let's try. Ready? Same thing, 5 times forward and 5 times back. Each. Knee. Front. Chi. Go. Right. Same thing moving back. Each. Knee. Front. Chi. Go. Yep. Yame. Feet together, bow. Relax, breathe. Walk around for a bit. Stretch. My feeling, and Sensei Dan, feel free to jump in at any time. My feeling is every karate class should also be a good workout. So if you're not walking away from karate class pretty sweaty, keep training.
Yeah, absolutely. And it all kind of boils down to how much you put into it too. So, you got to push yourself as you do all the time.
Absolutely. All right, this time, yoi position. Left leg front, Kumite. Right. We're going to step forward, kokutsudachi stance, shitoke, shuto uke. Right there. Now, staying in back stance, moving forward in back stance. Make sure, again, don't worry about 60, 40, whatever. Make sure that the center of your body is kind of more toward the back than it is toward the front. And don't think of shuto uke as striking just in the front. Think of it as striking in the back. Think of it as pulling this arm back to give more power. So there's your kokutsudachi, and that's right. Then shuto. All right, moving forward. Go back to your original spot. Left leg front, Kumite. Just shuto, okay. Each inward block, excuse me, my bad. Back stance, knife hand block. Each, there we go. Knee, sun, chi, ho. Moving straight back. Each, knee, sun, chi, go. This is a good one. Look down and check your front leg. Is the knee turning in when you block? Make sure the knee is pushed out. There should be tension between the knees here. Your body should be sitting nice and low. And the pullback arm, hikite arm, should be as if you're striking someone with their elbow. Now as we move forward, we'll add nukite spear hand thrust. Ready? Each. So with nukite, we're switching back to front stance. Let the hip rotation add the power for the nukite spear hand thrust. Beat. Set. Chi. Go. Everybody got that? Try again, moving back. Each. Look at the front knee. Is it turning in? Keep it out. Beat. Set. Chi. Go. You all right? I have to apologize for Bentley here. I am house sitting and dog sitting. So Bentley is either going to try licking my feet while I'm moving, or he's going to try the karate move with us. So look out, Bentley. This time, same idea moving forward, only Kizami Maigari first. So when you get into back stance kokutsudachi, you've already done the block, this, and then nukite. I know you've all done this before. Just work with me here. Left leg front, kumite. Moving forward then. Ready? Ich. Kizami. Nukite. Try again. Knee. Back stance, front kick, nukite. Set. Chi. Go. Jet. Same idea, moving back. Ich. Knee. Set. Chi. Go. Hey. Heel it. Feet together, bow. Walk around, breathe. I'm reminded of a clinic I went to in California. Sensei Hessel does like this, the first hour of training. And then Sensei Leslie Safar steps up. And Sensei Hessel had given us a water break, allowed us to breathe like we're doing now. Safar gets up and he goes, okay, no more coffee breaks. And he drove us hard for a good hour and a half or so. Not so today. We take the space we need to breathe, water if we need it. And I'm 68 now, so I realize there are limitations to my body. I can't do what I used to do. I certainly can't do what some of you younger folks can do. But the idea of karate is still the same. Using the center muscles, using good low stance, using hip rotation. The hip snap is something that we're always looking for when we're doing our rank exams, and the stance as well. So I've seen more than my share of rank exams where the student had too high of a stance, or where the front knee turned in when he blocked or did a front punch. All right, moving back, you're gonna love this one. This is a variation of Heian Shodan. So what I'm gonna do, since I can't really, Dan, I'm sorry, I can't do a mirror image of the katas yet. I'll turn around and give you my backside. We're gonna do the first movement. The first movement of the kata will be a downward block, front kick, go back in place. Next move, step and punch, front kick, back in place. Next move, downward block, front kick, back in place. The collarbone strike, back fist or back kick, step in, back kick, and so on. So I'm gonna count it. I'm gonna ask you to just do your best, and let's see if we can go through the whole kata this way.
So
Ready?
kick with the back leg and pull back after
right.
the technique. Okay.
Yes, thank you, Sensei.
Mm-hmm.
All right, your position. Each. Kick, back. Step in, knee. Kick, back. 7. Kick, back. Chi. Kick, back. Go. Kick, back, drop, kick, back, knee, kick, back, punch, kick, back, two, kick, two, kick, back, go, kick, go, kick, back, go, kick, back, go, kick, back, punch, kick, back, go, kick, back, go, kick, back, each, kick, back, knee, kick, back, jump, kick, back, go, kick, back. Yummy. Feet together, bow. Okay. If you didn't hate me before, I'm sure you hate me now. That is a very good practice for kicks, for low body strength, and also it's a challenge, isn't it? To recover from the kick and still have good stance. And this is what I see in katas. Very often people don't return to the stance. They have a momentum, so they're just using that momentum to move forward. But sadly, sometimes that means after a kick, they're falling forward instead of controlling the kick and being able to come back to the same position or to move forward, but with control. And again, our focus now is stance. Nice low stance. You keep your head at the same level, and rotation. So you get the snap, the change from kokutsudachi to zenkudachi. And that requires good pullback, keeping the knees pushed apart, and keeping the body nice and low. If you don't have basics, it won't matter how many katas you know. It won't matter how fast you can go. You need good low stance. You need good control of the muscles. All right, so I'd like to use Heian Nidan as a study point for today. And we're going to be using this idea that Tony introduced with the hands, only we're going to use this part of the kata in our Kumite exercise. All right, so let's try the kata first. Heian Nidan. By my count, ready? Ich, Nisa, Chi, Go Ro, Sich, Hach, Kyu, Ju, Ich, Li, San, Chi, Go, Ro. Step forward. Done. Rotate, good. That's it. Downward, rising, downward, and very good. Feet together, bow. All right, using those same ideas, hips low, head where you started, so you're not going up and down. Hip rotation. Let's watch you do it by your own count. Heian Nidan. All right, get in position. Heian Yoi. Bow. Heian Nidan. Yoi. Hajime. Watch the front knee. Don't let the front knee turn in. Yummy! Right! Whoosh. Study technique. Whenever you do this or any other kata, try to remember that the body works with itself. If you're doing pullback here or in kokutsudachi position, your hips are kind of pulling like a spring so that when you execute the punch, there's a snap to the hip. And unfortunately, this is a very difficult concept to teach young ones. So as more advanced karateka, we know that we need hip rotation, but in order to create that kind of tension in new students, all we can do is describe pulling a stretching cord back and letting it go. Same with changing stance from kokutsudachi. In any of the katas, when we have this kata, for example, you know, we're changing from back stance to front stance. There should be hip snap and good control of the body when that happens. All right, here's a technique that I'm pulling. Thank you, Bentley. I know you want to be part of this. Here's a technique that I'm pulling from Heian Nidan. From your position, somebody's coming in. We're going to do this kind of reverse uchi-uke. And the point is, there's a kind of a torque with the hips, right? So we're pulling this arm to the right. Your right arm is going to the right. I'm not doing mirror image, I'm sorry. And your left arm is doing a strong pullback. So the idea is if somebody's coming in, whether we're staying in one place, assuming there's a wall there, we can still divert their punch. And then from this position, we can grab their arm, front snap kick, and come in and punch. So from your position, your right leg will step back. You'll do this reverse outward block. You'll grab the arm. And this is where we're pulling the opponent off balance. And that is one of our goals when we're sparring, when we're in a kumite situation or if we're attacked. Pull the attacker off balance. Once he's off balance, you won't have to worry about a counterattack at that precise moment because he's trying to keep his balance. Front snap kick, again, with strong control, the leg comes back, and then very strongly positioned Zenkudachi for a reverse punch. So let's try this. We're going to try straight line first, then we'll try moving to one side or the other. So very first movement here, step back, right leg, block, pull the arm down, front snap kick, reverse punch. From this position, we'll try it the same way. We'll step back this time, blocking with your left arm, pull the opponent back, off balance, front snap kick, reverse punch. So from this position again, right leg back, reverse outward block, pull the arm down, front leg punch, and then do that. Okay, let's just do it this way 5 times, not moving across the floor, but in one position. Ready? Each. Pull down, front snap kick, step in, punch. Back, knee, pull, down, step in, back. Sun. Chi. Go. Hey. Yame. Same idea.
Hey, Paul, just an observation. If everybody could do the step back with a little bit more bounce off the back step back. I think the object would be to get onto the offensive side as quickly as possible from the step back. So really bounce off that back foot that's stepping back.
That's a great idea. So instead of just bounce, instead of just stepping here and grabbing the arm, we'll grab the arm, move forward, and punch. I think that's what you mean, right?
That's exactly what I mean. Thanks.
All right, let's try it 3 times. Ready? You what? Ich. Sun. Chi. 2 more times. Si. Go. Hey. Let's try the other side of the body. Same idea. Straight back. This time with your left leg, blocking with your left arm. So your left arm coming out, uchi-uke, grab the opponent's wrist or their arm, pull them off balance, front snap kick, and step in punch. We'll go slow. Let's do 3 slow, 3 with bounce. All right? So here, each, pull it down, pull them off balance, kick, step in. Knee.
Gary, use the Uchuki from the backside hand, just like in Heian Nidan.
Thank you. Let's try again. Knee.
I'm struggling because I can't see what's going on because it's not the spotlight. I got this little tiny screen. I can't see what's going on. There we go.
All right, let's try again.
So when you step back with your left leg, block with your left hand as well, so that it's opposite side underarm block instead of off your front side.
Yeah, instead of you're stepping back with your left leg, blocking with the left arm, grabbing, pulling the opponent off balance, from snap kick, step in, punch. I'll try to do mirror image. All right. So stepping back with your left leg, each, then knee side. Same idea now, same thing. Each, knee side. One more. Each, knee side. Now we're doing the same thing, your left leg, only we're trying it with a little bit more bounce, as Sensei Hunt suggested. So here, gotta remember mirror image here, okay? 1, 2. So the count's gonna be 1, 2, punch. So it's 1, 2, punch. Each knee, sun. Try again. Each knee, sun. One more. Each knee, sun. Keep together, bow. Bless. Okay. Add that to your list of hating Sensei Paul. We're now going to add to this shifting. So we're shifting from, I'll try to do mirror image again. I'm really bad at this. Shifting to your left. And we'll use Kokutsudachi here. Same idea though. We're going to now add the change in stance to add power. So now instead of just kicking my Gary, we're pulling the opponent off balance and we're switching to front snap kick. So now we add to that kick the additional hip rotation of the front stance. So very first movement, punch is coming in, shift to your left, Kokutsudachi, pull the opponent off. Remember with Kokutsudachi, don't let the front knee turn in or your opponent's already got you. Make sure that knee is pushed out. Pull the opponent off balance, change to front stance, Zenkudachi, then add Oizuki in that case. All right, let's try slow first. Ich, pull, hit, Oizuki. Knee, sun, chi, and go. Now, same idea, same side of the body, only we're going to use what Sensei Dan said about more bounce with the kick. So don't get too comfortable with Kokutsudachi. You've blocked with it, you've pulled the opponent off hand, off balance. Now use that tension to kick right away and make it more of a bounce. Ready, same side. Ich, knee, sun, chi, go, here, and now, same idea, we switch sides of the body. In this case, be very quick because you're in that opening where the opponent can either kick or throw a reverse punch at you. So here, we're kind of on the inside of the opponent. Make sure here that when you grab, right, this is going to come right out and the punch. In fact, Sensei Dan probably, he would punch and kick at the same time. I don't know if I can. So we'll just try it very slowly. This time, shifting to your right. Kokutsudachi, 1, grab, change from back stance, front stance, Oizuki punch. Let's try it, ready? Ich, knee, sun, chi, go, kia, hey! Same idea now with a little more bounce, 3 times. Same side of the body. Ready? Ich, knee, sun, kia, switch now, other side of the body. You're now shifting to your left. Same idea. Kokutsudachi off, shifting, pull the opponent off balance, front snap kick, Oizuki. Even if you're doing Oizuki, you can still have strong pullback at this point. Let's try slow, 5 times. Ich, change, Oizuki. Knee, back stance, change front stance, Oizuki. Sun, chi, and go, kiai. 3 times now with bounce. Quick as you can. Changing from back stance to Zengodachi, making sure that there's hip snap in the kick. Ready? 3 times. Ich, hey, knee, hey, sun, kia, feet together, bow. The only variation that I'm going to add to this, so that you can hate me with zeal, is we're going to add, instead of back kick, Maigari, Kizami. So front leg, front kick, a little bit quicker, and it can really be effective if you've still got a hold of their arm. You can literally pull their arm out of socket and do Kizami Maigari. So if you're back here and pull their arm out of socket here, this will do it, and then reverse punch instead of Oizuki. Sorry, my sweat's getting in my eyes. So this will be our last technique.
Senpai, what's the target level for that kick?
The target for what? The kick?
For the kick, what height, Senpai?
I would use Chudan unless you're really, really flexible. So my advice at this point is, if you've got their arm, you're not going to kick over their arm. You're going to kick with the ribs, or if you can reach the solar plexus, but most likely right in the armpit or in the ribs will do quite a bit of damage. All right, so from this point, let's try first, shift to your left, Kokutsudachi, grab the wrist, pull the opponent off balance, Kizami Maigari, Yakuzuki. And when you Yakuzuki, try to slide in just a little bit, because this power here wants you to drive forward in Zengodachi stance. Try it again slowly with me. Ich, Kokutsudachi, pulling them off balance, Kizami Maigari, Yakuzuki sliding in. Try again, ready? All 1 count. Ich, try again. Knee. Again. Sun. Again. Chi. And go. Now, let's add the bounce Sensei Dan was talking about. Don't just sit in Kokutsudachi. Once you make the kick, change and slide forward into Zengodachi. Let's try it 3 times with bounce. Ich. Hey. Knee. Hey. Sun. Hey. Same side, or same thing, switch sides of the body. So first 5, slow, or at least in study mode. Shift to your right this time. I'm doing mirror image. Back stance, Kokutadachi. Kizami, Yakuzuki as you slide forward. Ready, to your right. Each. Back. Knee. Back. Remember, Kizami, keep that front knee toward your opponent. Sun. Back. Chi. Back. Go. Hands. And now 3 times quickly adding the bounce. You're really being attacked. You really have to pull them off balance. Counter punch right away. The kick is almost simultaneous with the pull. Ready? Ich. Hey. Knee. Hey. Sun kia. Hey. Feet together. And as we say in church, this concludes our sermon for today. Sensei Dan, I turn it over to you. Tony,
All right, thank you guys. Appreciate it. I even got a little sweat going. I was doing all the hand movements, but not the kicking movements from the chair. So, hey, thanks a lot. Appreciate you guys taking the class for this week. Who's got the next one on Tuesday? Do we know? All right, well, I will look it up, and when I send out the notes, I'll make sure to remind whoever's got it for Tuesday. So, all righty, we'll see you guys on Tuesday next week, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Hopefully, I'm on the road to recovery here to be back in kicking and punching mode by in the next 2 weeks or so.